Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another Galactic Challenge video. So, is this a thing now? The challenges are starting in the evening, not in the morning, so 12 hours later? Did I miss some communication from CG that they're gonna schedule differently these challenges going forward? Or is this just a thing over the holiday season? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see for the next couple of weeks. Will this be a reoccurring trend or not? And also apologies for missing the previous Galactic Challenge video. I just I have a lot going on at the moment in real life and I'm kind of struggling to find the time to play the game, to keep on top of what's happening, let alone create content. But anyway, was able to sneak in a quick video today. Hopefully you will find it useful. Anyway, YouTube chapters will be below if you want to skip ahead. Otherwise, today's challenge, oh boy. It definitely is challenging, right? Just the modifiers totally work against us. But again, don't want to get ahead of myself, so let's just go ahead and see what's happening. So we are facing an Imperial Trooper squad. Now they don't have Dark Trooper, Death Trooper, but still, man, they are annoying. Now in terms of defeats, we have to win with a full team of First Order units, then win with one light side, one dark side character surviving, you know, bring balance to the force, I guess, and then crush them, defeating 3 enemies in the same turn. Anyway, here comes the tricky bit, the modifiers. You know, as soon as you see Ilum and you go like, oh man, I gotta use First Order. Because basically at the start of the battle, we all start with 10 stacks of hesitation. And anytime we use a special ability, we lose a stack. That's all good. But as long as you got at least, even if you got 1 stack of hesitation, so until you get rid of all the stacks of hesitation, can't gain bonus turn meter and as well can't assist. You can counterattack though. And what is First Order about? Bonus turn meter, right? More or less. Now, so is the enemy. So they also can't gain bonus turn meter, so I guess that is kind of neutralize and attacking out of turn. They also would have attacks out of turn, so it's kind of, you could say it's even ground. But on top of that, the oh boy, the First Order modifier is absolutely, I have no words for it. Essentially, whenever you gain advantage, you lose critical chance, and then you gain critical damage. But what's the point of gaining stacking critical damage if your critical chance is reduced, so then you can't even crit? Like, I just feel like the First Order modifier needs an overhaul because it does absolutely nothing. Actually, it even works against you. You can't even crit, whereas the enemies, they can, so their damage is still bigger than yours. So obviously if you have Supreme Caloran, it's gonna be easy, straightforward, as I'll show you in the first battle of the video. If you don't, I was able to get it to work with OG Kylo lead, but obviously it will depend how strong your First Order lineup is, you know, what's the max tier you can do. I was able to get it done on tier 10, trying out different ideas, and I did find a squad that finally worked for me, so I'll show you that. And then, yeah, the enemy modifier, nothing crazy. Well, I guess they get 3 revives, and I think these revives can't be prevented, so we'll have to take them down a few times, which, you know, hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. Now, we'll get the easy part of the bad challenge I gave first. If you do have Supreme Caloran, just, you know, use some sort of Kylo lead, Supreme Kylo squad in there. You should be able to knock out quite easily the First Order challenge, as well as if you line it up correctly, crush them fit as well. You know, Kylo's got big AoE. Anyway, give offense up to Kylo with First Order officer, then bonus turn and hit cooldowns on Kylo, then we stun as well Gideon. I'm gonna stun their General Veers, and now we start swiping with our big AoEs. Let's go ahead, pinning shot to reduce cooldowns, so we can go ahead, stun you as well, get those buffs off you, do another AoE. There we go. Yeah, we'll just keep going. Again, offense up to Kylo, bonus turn to Kylo. Let's do a big hit. There we go. I think I defeated their 4. We did 4 enemies in the same turn. Definitely with Kylo, hopefully shouldn't be too difficult as well to line up that up. Now, if you don't have Supreme Caloran, I tried different leads, like Phasma's lead is all about assists, and you can't get assists, so it won't help you there. Hux's lead gives you counter attacks, which is okay because we can counter attack, and it also prevents them from counter attacking when you have dominance. So Hux's lead seemed okay on paper. I was able to get it to work, but as the battle went on, because I was not really able to land any crits because of the modifier for first order that's supposed to be bonus, supposed to boost you, it actually doesn't really help you. Eventually the enemies, they did get you down with their AoEs and everything, and we don't really have any protection and health recovery. That's why Kylo Ren is our mask lead, even though Kylo's lead really is about gaining bonus turn meter when you crit, and obviously we won't be critting, we can't get bonus turn meter. However, it not only gives you plus 30 speed, so you can outrun the enemy at the start, it also allows you to recover 5% health and protection whenever you gain a buff or a debuff. So just a little bit of extra survivability that you can make it, you can stay alive long enough to lose the stacks of hesitation, and then you can just go to town with those guys. Now also this specific lineup has its use, but anyway, let's hop in the battle and I'll explain you how to utilize this. Like, it really shows actually how good mechanically the first order lineup is. So I'm gonna first give tenacity up over an OG Kylo, so he doesn't get ability block with an AoE from Veers. Bonus turn over to Kylo Unmasked. He then stuns Piet for 2 turns that can't be resisted. Then we're gonna as well use their special, keep using special to stun people. Target Gideon first and then Veers. If they don't have tenacity up, they probably will resist the stun. That's why obviously Kylo Ren Unmasked lead, his basic applies tenacity down, so that will allow you. We need to dispel now the taunt. So what I'll do, I will give advantage over to Hux, because if he's got advantage, then his middle ability dispels all buffs. So we get around the taunt. Let's go ahead, land the stun, resist it there, keep Piet under control, so just stun him again. Pinning shot removes turn meter, and as well reduces cooldowns by 1 for your first order allies. So now we can give another turn, reset cooldowns on Kylo, stun Gideon, and you can see how basically this just goes. Kylo Ren Mask applying tenacity down on his basic onto Gideon and Veers, OG Kylo stunning them on his special, and then Hux constantly resetting cooldowns on OG Kylo so he can get his 2 turn stuns every other turn. Always stun Piet with his 2 turn stun if you can, and then we are using pinning shot there from first order officer to reduce cooldowns, remove turn meter from the enemy, and then as well first order scout trooper there is stormtrooper is quite good, because if he's got advantage on his basic, he also dispels buffs. So in case you need to get around the taunt, you have a couple of different ways to remove the taunt from stormtrooper. But I'm just speeding up the footage because this battle will take a while. As you can see, OG Kylo, because he can keep spamming special, he already lost all the stacks of hesitation, so he now can gain bonus turn meter. So if you keep spamming his AoE, he'll be getting a ton of turns, and eventually start chewing for these guys. But as you can see, so much control, keep these guys stunned. For the most part, free enemies are constantly stunned. Sooner than later, as you can see, after about 5 minutes, I think everybody except Stormtrooper lost the stacks of hesitation. So now, every time you keep hitting that AoE from Kylo, all your first order allies are getting a bunch of bonus turn meter. Also, ping shot now, if it removes turn meter, it will give turn meter to your guys. Unfortunately, we can't benefit from Kylo's lead and gain bonus turn meter on crits because we can't crit. I really don't understand the first order modifier. Like, you lose critical chance by gain stacking critical damage. But then if you can't crit, what's the point to have a stacking critical damage? I don't know. It's just weird. Like, even when you have advantage, you can't crit. I don't know. It's just weird, the whole mechanic here. But anyway, as you can see, it's just spitting out the footage. Eventually, you do get through them. Definitely Kylo Ren is the mask lead. If you don't have Supreme Kylo Ren, I think it's the better lead for the higher tiers where you need survivability. For lower tiers where maybe survivability is not such much of a problem, then maybe Hux lead for some extra damage and counter attacks. would be better. Anyway, it's gonna be a tough one with Supreme Colorant. I just wanted to show you it can be done if you utilize the mechanics as I've shown you there. Stunning, bonus turns, resetting cooldowns, reducing cooldowns. Eventually you do get through them. Okay, and now let's do the other bits. So, you know, first order, do what you can. And then we can, you know, there's many ways to get crushed and feet as well as bring balance. I just, you know, you always like to try Darth Vader Watt combo if you can, because it's in most cases relatively easy. The only downside here is that Watt can't assist, right? So it'll take a while that we get enough damage over time on the enemies. By the way, I put Med Pack over on Malak so he can keep recovering health anytime any unit takes a turn. I mean, weapon tech won't do anything really for Vader because, you know, we can't get bonus turn meter while we have hesitation. But what, going to Merciless, do a Force Crush, do a round of basics. I did drop an Isolate on Piet just to slow him down a little bit. Let's go ahead, drop another Force Crush, and obviously with Vader's lead, if you do have Zeta on it, and you should, if you don't, it will reapply the damage over time anytime they expire. So even when the enemies are defeated and revived, those damage over times reapply. And you just want to get everybody kind of into yellow, and then Watt can use his special that triggers all the damage over times effects, and this then you know, allows you to line them up and defeat 3 enemies in the same turn. It's an old trick, but it still checks out, so it's always good to go back you know, to this Watt comp whenever it works. Probably there are many other ways, you know, using Galactic Legends like Rey, Kylo, right? They got big AoEs. But yeah, this one was very fun to use, just kind of lining them up now slowly. You got to be careful because they will start dying off. But as you can see, we got now... No, don't take him out. All right, he got back. All right. Unfortunately, Veers died. So they're on the yellow. I think Piet will survive because he's got protection, but the other 3 don't have protection. So we dealt enough damage, nearly took out Piet as well, maybe a couple more damage over times, and he would go down as well. So it was very quick and easy here to line this up for the crushed and feet, obviously if you didn't do it with one of your Galactic Legends. Alright guys, so that's all for today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful. Again, we have to keep an eye out on these Galactic Legend timings. Is this gonna trend now that will stay, or is just a glitch in the scheduling system? Because I don't recall seeing CG announcing anything, but then again, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, been struggling lately a little bit to keep on top of the game. But anyway, that's all for today. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.